for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
Pay very close attention to what's happening in our infield right now, because the traditional media is selling a little story about versatility that hides a massive danger. Do you really think Anthony Volpe's position is that secure? When you start seeing certain movements during workouts, that narrative that he's the untouchable golden boy of the Bronx begins to smell like a smokescreen. Aaron Boone and the front office are testing Ryan McMahon at shortstop and putting Cody Bellinger at first base. I want you to think about this with me. Why mess with a structure that seemed already defined? Something bigger may be happening behind the scenes. I'll confess something to you. When I watch these experiments, my blood starts to boil. I completely understand the math behind positional flexibility and the analytics department's obsession with contingency spreadsheets. But messing with Volpe's stability right now? We handed the keys of the franchise to that kid. Seeing McMahon taking reps at shortstop feels like a front office that might not fully trust Volpe's peripheral metrics, may be worried about his whiff rate or the ceiling of his on-base percentage. It's incredibly frustrating to watch us complicate a team structure that actually needed peace, not more pressure on the shoulders of a young talent. Drop a like down below to show the strength of Yankees fans to the YouTube algorithm. To understand the move, we need to look calmly at the facts reported by Dan Martin in the New York Post. The coaching staff is lining up McMahon at shortstop and Bellinger at first base purely as a survival calculation for the marathon of 162 games. They know the injury rate in modern MLB is brutal. Boone's logic is to create an insurance policy. Bellinger has already proven he has an extremely high baseball IQ to move around the diamond, and McMahon, even though he took a little time adjusting to positioning on quick relay plays, delivered a defensive performance the staff considers relatively solid. The front office's conclusion is simple. Losing a premium defender without a plan B can destroy the team's defensive runs saved over the course of the season. But speaking as someone who lives and breathes the daily rhythm of this franchise, I'm afraid that this insurance policy could turn into a disguised platoon in the middle of the season. I've seen this horror movie play out in Yankee Stadium dozens of times. We try to be the smartest people in the room, moving pieces around like players are video game robots instead of human beings. When Jason Dominguez hit that single that drove in a run the other day, I thought, that's exactly what our lineup needs. Pure talent shining. Natural flow. I don't want to see McMahon improvising at shortstop in the middle of a tense series against the Orioles just because a computer said it was a good idea. That kind of move messes with the mental confidence of the pitching staff, who start losing trust in the glove behind them. Still, from a roster-building perspective, the front office understands that modern baseball doesn't allow amateur mistakes when it comes to bench depth. McMahon brings veteran presence. Bellinger brings elite athleticism that translates almost automatically to first base. What they're doing is calculating the difference in wins above replacement between a high-quality improvisation and the risk of calling up an unprepared kid from AAA in the middle of a crisis. The experiment is meant to measure results now, under the sun of spring training, so that in the fall, when October arrives, the team isn't caught off guard by a medical setback. The big question for you to think about today is this. Are we watching the beginning of the end of Anthony Volpe as the unquestioned starter? Or is this simply Brian Cashman being obsessive about roster security? The real risk here is breaking the chemistry of a young group just to satisfy an injury projection algorithm. Whether this strategy becomes the rule or not, the signs are already appearing, and you need to keep a very close eye on the lineup cards over the next few weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any breaking Yankees insider updates.